This has been by far one of the most interesting metas I've ever played in a good way and a bad way. This is the arms race meta, and I'm doing an interesting video today where I'm just going to show some highlights from the runs I've been doing off stream. I just don't have a desire to stream Battlegrounds recently. I'm not having too much fun with the game mode, so I've been playing a lot off stream, just trying to push, and you're gonna see most of these fights is in the arcane range, because that's apparently my peak. I can't really hit a lot higher, or, well, I guess I definitely could hit lower, but I can't really hit higher than, arcane 1 right now, which is fine. That's been my placement most seasons, but I was hoping I could push higher this meta. It's just not working out the way I wanted it to. But I did have some really interesting highlights that I recorded over the course of me grinding the past weekend probably. And I put these all into one video, which is a first for me. I don't usually do Battlegrounds highlight videos, other than like focusing on an individual champion, but I thought it would be a cool thing to do, especially with Alliance War being gone and me trying to find some videos to upload daily and stuff. So I do try really hard to upload videos daily, even when it is difficult sometimes to find something to upload, and hence I came up with this idea, and I really do hope that it turns out well. So we are going to be showing off some meta highlights over the season, and that's going to be the video. I'm fighting this Iron Man with Chavez here, and I somehow have these SP2 dexes down. I'm not usually great at it, but I'm doing pretty well here, which is good because of the fact that those 5 prowess would actually obliterate me if I got hit like once. So very good that I got my dexes down. Also, that was like what was that, a 6-point win? I don't remember exactly, but I thought like the scores were like extremely close on that one, so that was pretty cool. But next up we have Tigra versus Onslaught, and none of these fights are in like a specific order or anything. They're just fights I took recently that I thought looked really cool, so I put them all into one video. There was a little bit late countering his heavy attacks, so I didn't get any ruptures, but that's alright. Onslaught was pretty generous in this fight with his heavy attacks, which a Tigra fight in this meta can be ruined if the AI isn't, so I was very happy that that went well. And yeah, with Tigra, you usually just get to SP2, push them to SP2, and then it's over. If you can rupture them, or they're not like Silk where they reduce the duration of ruptures, then you're usually going to be okay. I guess Tenacity could be a big issue, but I feel like she could take someone like Kingpin still. And then I guess Glance from Future Ant-Man could also be an issue, but I think she could still do the matchup. So yeah, Tigra's been a really fun time. Another champion who's been a really fun time this meta has been Warlock. And Warlock, just his SP2 obviously is monstrous. You just have to line it up correctly by getting the infection up before you throw the SP2, and then you push them above 2 bars, and then you throw the SP2, you get the extra Furies and stuff, and it does extra damage because of arms race, and also you're constantly power draining them if they have willpower, so you don't have to worry about baiting special attacks, so it's a really good time there. Next up we have Pyramid X versus Bullseye, and this is a highlight match for like all the wrong reasons, because this fight went so badly, but it was kind of funny how it happened, so I figured I'd include it anyway. Pyramid X is actually a really good attacker this meta, and I have done some interesting Bullseye fights with her before. I don't think I really had a lot of them recorded, but I did record this one, which went very interestingly. Basically, whenever Bullseye would purify a stun debuff to evade, Pyramid X just replaces it with a passive, so it means that you can hit Bullseye while he's above a bar and has Killer Instinct, as long as you have that, as long as you have a stun. And that includes stun debuffs because he will purify them. But you saw that Dex. That Dex was completely ridiculous. Like, I could have killed him in possibly 1 SP2 if that didn't happen. I probably just needed like 1 crit on the beams, and then like the Dex from the first hit was like, okay, I was late, so that's just bound to happen. But like the Dex from the other hits was like, dude, you're actually joking. So I ended up dying, but a clean fight still lost that round, so annoying, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. We are fighting Bullseye again here, though, and this is with my Onslaught. I don't always upload about champs that aren't meta, or champs I don't just, like, favor, like Tigra. But I do want to show off Onslaught for this Bullseye fight, because I think he is one of the best Bullseye counters this specific meta. Bullseye is legitimately the best defender this current meta, in my opinion, so if you want to find some of the best counters for him, Onslaught was definitely the one I've had the most success with. I think CGR can do pretty well too. A little bit harder just because of Killer Instinct, but yeah, it still works. And I know Onslaught can shut down Bullseye's Killer Instinct with the passive stun just like that. I didn't get it properly sometimes, or I kind of forgot about it in the moment sometimes. But anyway, he does that pretty well. And here I'm just going for the SP2. I didn't even get the pause ready for it because I don't need to, because I'm doing so much damage just like that. So 60-second solo. It's not the craziest, but for Bullseye with that much health at the end of the fight, it's definitely not bad at all. So next up is a Red Guardian fight against the Scorpion. And Scorpion has a low health pool, so placing him on defense is almost a throw to an extent, because if you can use like any champion who can kill in 1 SP2, it's usually going to kill in 1 SP2, because you can just watch this, and then you see why. Like, Red Guardian, man, he's such a fun champion, and this meta is just completely insane for him. Just because you get to that SP2 in like 1 or 2 combos, or 2 combos, if not 3, and then you throw it, and then they usually die if you get like 1 crit. I've taken like a rank 3 Sasquatch in like 36 seconds. He's just so good this meta. Anyway, next up is Domino with the Mega Sentinel, and this fight could have been so much faster. The AI was a little weird in this fight, and I also didn't play it as nukey as I could have. Mega Sentinel is just a champion for Battlegrounds that I always enjoy using, even though she's not the best. And she's really, really good for Domino, obviously, because she's like never getting crit failed, except for, I believe, like, well, no, I don't think she can get crit failed on Dex like some techs can, but she can get crit failed on Relic. That is the only other way. And that Domino just got destroyed in 47 seconds, which could have been legitimately like 35 if I had a little bit different Domino AI and I played the fight a little bit differently on my own end, so that was pretty nice. Next up we have a Dr. Doom with Silk. This is another defender like Scorpion, where even though he's kind of tanky, you use some certain champions and it doesn't even matter, because they just kill in 1 SP2 anyway. So this Doom is going to go down pretty fast. I don't know if I actually have max Fury in this fight. I believe I don't. I go for a Fury with only Doom having a 1 bar of power, and it was enough to kill him. So equal ranks in 35-second Doom fight. Legitimately could have been faster too. I probably could have just pushed Doom straight to his SP2, and then that would have been over. But either way, next up we have Chavez versus Scorpion. Again, another example of Scorpion being a mediocre defender this meta, because actually no, I do believe I'd take damage in this fight. But yeah, Chavez, I made this one work, I think. I don't remember who like my other options for taking Scorpion here was, but apparently I felt confident enough to use Chavez, so that's pretty funny. He throws this SP2 here, and I'm being very careful to only hit him while he's stunned because of the evade, obviously. And that SP2 gave me no crits, unfortunately, and we only threw it with a little bit of arms race. There he could have evaded, luckily he didn't. But he's gonna evade on the last hit of my heavy attack, and then I take a bunch of damage. But he kills himself with Chavez's damage reflect, and I did win the round because of it, so... Oh, maybe that was a round throw, because that was round 2, actually. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. But, so that was a nice fight. Next up is Penny versus Hulk, and this fight could have been so much faster if I just wasn't nervous about going all out on it, because I think I probably could have killed this guy a lot faster if I wasn't being patient and cautious. I do think I could have just nuked him, but either way, Penny's great here because you start with a bar of power, and the opponent also starts with a bar of power, so you just start the fight immediately with an SP1, and you've ramped yourself with the amount of charges that you need. She's also been good defensively for me because she can stall CGR out a little bit, and I ban Hulkling, so it's not too big an issue. See, there I baited an SP2 from Hulk. In hindsight, I don't think I needed to, because those Incinerates almost killed Hulk with only the 50% Fury from Arms Race. So that definitely would have been enough. I would have shaved off like 7 or 8 seconds. So yeah, Penny's legit on attack this meta. You just throw the SP1, get to 2 bars, and the fight's over 90% of the time. Obviously, if they're Incinerate immune, it's a bit more of a problem, but otherwise, then you're chilling. This is a Red Guardian versus Onslaught fight. I did this fight as a solo video last night because of how crazy it was, and I've seen, like, from Vega do a Onslaught in like 1 SP2 18-second fight. Here I didn't get that Onslaught RNG, but that's okay, because we are just gonna kill him like this instead. So yeah, Red Guardian for Onslaught's really good in general, and then this meta is even better. So we also outscored a Tigra there, which is pretty nice. So next up is Chavez versus Chavez. Chavez is ironically a very good Chavez counter, and we are punching up in this matchup because this Chavez is rank 3. So the reason Chavez is pretty good for Chavez is just because of the negative zone reducing any ability power rate that Chavez might be getting. We obviously need 2 of them to fully reverse it, but because of the fact that she didn't have any dimensions here, I didn't even bother going for it. So we are going to push Chavez to 2 bars of power, throw my SP2, and then it doesn't finish the job, but it comes very close, and I do believe I just full send it here, because I knew I had the damage for it, and then she's going to die with a 51k crit on the SP1, so that was pretty nice. 40-second Chavez versus Chavez fight, punching up. Definitely will take that. Next up is going to be Silk versus Bishop, and Silk versus Bishop is a matchup I do definitely like, just because I'm not the best at dexing Bishop's SP2, and Silk has the auto-evade to make it not matter too much. Also, I love Bishop throwing his SP1 right into my block, just because AI sucks, but so that I just lost like legitimately 20 seconds in this fight just because of the fact that he did that. It's so stupid, but either way, this fight's gonna go pretty well. We're just gonna push him to SP2 with the Relic, and then throw my SP2. It's gonna be enough damage to kill, I believe. Maybe not. If not, an SP1 at the end will. Okay, so it wasn't. SP1 right here. Definitely gonna do the trick, and that Bishop is dead, so that legitimately was 20 seconds faster if he didn't throw his SP1. Sucks a bit, and we did lose the round because of it, but it's alright. Next up is going to be Tigra versus Absorbing Man, and this is a matchup that I kind of botched a little bit. I am trying to figure out like what's the best way to do it, just because you have to manage Absman's Uru form, but also you want him to have high bars of power just because of Arms Race. So I think what I should have done in hindsight was just throw my SP1 there with him at only 1 bar, and then if not killed him, would have had him very close to death, and then I could have just finished him off pretty easily. So a bit of a mistake there. I'm going to bait his SP2, counter it, and then I believe he's going to die shortly after. So I throw the SP2 here, and then we're going to kill him with an SP1 afterwards, which we do have Arms Race damage from, so that's definitely nice. And that was like 50 seconds, 46, and could have been like 30 if I played it the way I just talked about. Either way, it's still okay. Next up is going to be Sunspot versus Serpent, and I messed up this fight, but it went really well other than that. I'm trying to land the parry on Serpent's SP1, but I just haven't practiced the timing, and it definitely shows. I am doing it early, which is annoying, but I don't even know how that hit me, dude. Like, watch this. This was the one mistake I made in this fight, and it's just like, dude, that axe didn't even touch me. That's so stupid, but either way, this fight's going pretty well. We throw the SP2 here. It's not going to do enough damage to kill him, but it does get a crit at the end of it, so I'm just like, okay, I think an SP1 at this point is going to finish the job, and then we're going to be chilling after that, so. That is Serpent down. I should have had, like, almost full health, but I wouldn't have won the round, regardless, I'm pretty sure. because I still would have taken block damage from not knowing the parry timing correctly. It's no big deal. Next up is going to be Tigra versus Atuma. And this is a rank 3 Atuma, but we do take like 20% in Thorns damage just because Tigra doesn't have any way around Thorns. What she does do is kill fast, and that's what we were kind of relying on for this fight. And he's an easy heavy counter and special attack counter if Atuma does happen to throw special attacks, but I'm pretty sure we just don't let him do that in this one. So heavy attack right there. It's kind of just like onslaughts where it's just a lunge forward and then you go for an easy counter. So I throw my SP2 after one more heavy attack, and then that's definitely going to do the trick. Or not even a heavy attack, I just kind of go for it and take a good bit of Thorns damage, but it's no big deal. I did win the round of this one, so 26-second, rank 3 Atuma, pretty crazy. Next up and last up is going to be Penny versus this Domino, and this fight goes pretty well. I do believe there was one part in the fight that made it last a lot longer, which was annoying. But other than that, it's a really fun matchup. Penny is one of the few techs released like over the past 3 or 4 years that actually isn't a hard domino counter, just because she can get crit failed and doesn't have increased ability accuracy. But that's the mistake that happened. My auto block somehow triggered because apparently I let my block down. I don't know how, and I don't remember it feeling like I did. So that sucked, and that caused me to lose enough charges to where I didn't have a SP2 that could nuke her. It didn't turn out to be too big a deal because we're just going to finish the fight off with an SP1, but we did lose like 10-15 seconds just because of that auto block that apparently I triggered. So anyway, those are my highlight matches. I probably had more that I just didn't include in the video, but those were the big ones I recorded and ones I felt were, worth showing enough. I didn't really want to include like Kate fights or anything because everyone knows how crazy Kate is. So. And I guess the argument's the same for Tigra, but Tigra is legit like my favorite mystic in the game, so I'm gonna include that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.